In this video, I'll talk about this Reddit post. Its title reads, "My sick spouse inquired as to whether it would be okay if she engaged in intimate relations with her ex one final time." It was sent to me by someone. Because it's not too long, I'll just read it. The man asserts, I can't believe I'm reading this." Okay, so his question continues here. "My wife has a deadly disease. She is only likely to live for 9 months. I'm destroyed. We've been together for a decade. I have no recollection of my life without her, nor do I know what I will do when she is no longer here. I've been making every effort to make her last days enjoyable. Additionally, I'll grant any wish. The doctor predicted that in 4 or 5 months, she will probably require a wheelchair. The remainder of month 8 will then be spent in bed for her. That is, if her decline does not accelerate. I am curious about the disease. She recently shared with me that one of her least favorite activities was having physical intimacy with a former partner. Can you imagine listening to this as a man? I was shocked. I am not joking. And when I asked her about her reasons, she said that she thought he was the most physically compatible and satisfying lover. She gave a lengthy monologue about how being intimate with me is emotionally satisfying and how it can sometimes be just physical. However, getting to that point was ridiculous. Therefore, I must choose between allowing my dying wife to marry a better man or denying her a wish for my ego. Sincerely, the fact that she asked me to do this makes me so furious and betrayed. I believe I am in a position where I must say yes because she is dying. I have an idea of what I want to say, but I'm not sure if that's true. She needs to do it once before she dies because her time with an ex was so good, and it hurts me so much. I find everything about this annoying." Wow, that is crazy. I have no idea how many guys have dealt with that, but I can tell you about the dynamic there. Some of you who have previously read my book and watched my videos are already planning to leave comments. You are correct to refer to that as an alpha widow. This married woman wants to go out with a guy she used to date because he was better and more fulfilling than our friend who is writing this Reddit post. So, what's happening? I could almost launch a brand new YouTube channel with the name Reddit Ridiculousness or something else, but I'm not sure. Nonetheless, this subject is discussed frequently. My messages come from anyone, including locals and strangers. Consequently, this woman has lost her husband, an alpha. This indicates that, even though it is not particularly uncommon, women experience this frequently. It takes place frequently. Therefore, women typically go through their epiphany phase in their late 20s, regardless of whether they are married or have been dating for some time. Someone will have to give up something for about 30 people. To put it another way, I will simply accept the quote. Chris Tucker, or Chris Rock, whose name I can't remember, performed one of the stand-up routines. They were talking about the most common reason why women are angry with their partners. Additionally, the joke's punchline is that you are not her first choice. At this point, the audience naturally breaks out in laughter, and everyone is having a good time. Then, as the camera moves around the faces of these couples, you can see that the guys are looking over, and she's either looking at her girlfriend or nodding her head. I believe, true. It's true, and an alpha widow is precisely that. A woman longs for a guy from her past who made her feel like an upperclassman. Alpha seed package is typically the larger, more powerful, and more muscular individual who is physically dominant. If you comprehend what I'm talking about, he might have had somewhat more ability and gave her pretty much all she was worth. She also wants the man for a very long time. For a variety of reasons, many women have considered former partners with whom they broke up. They either lose them or are unable to win them back the majority of the time. She is also egotistical, so the guy lets her go. Or it could be a man she tried to commit to and marry, but she couldn't get him to stay with her or have only one relationship. These higher value alpha guys typically don't stay with just one woman because they have so many options. They rarely just settle down. unless they are significantly more involved in societal conditions than they are. As a result, it must be a challenging position to be in. Regarding this man's inquiry, I'd like to know your thoughts. Would you honor the wish of your dying spouse? He says that the only wish of his dying wife was not even kids. Women will miss the men they used to know. Nearly every ex-girlfriend I've been in a long-term relationship with within the past 5 to 10 years has sent me messages, including 2 who were married for a long time. 2 men who had children with them. In addition, they were conversing and flirting with me to gain insight into areas that would lead to more promiscuous behavior that would ultimately result in something. Furthermore, it's very typical of guys. It occurs frequently. If you're going to settle down with a girl, if you're going to make someone else the mother of your children, if you're going to do something so risky, get married, and put your net worth on the line that anyone could mess with, then do it with a woman who chooses you. This is one of the reasons I always advise men to marry a woman who chooses them. Make sure you do it with a woman you've alpha widowed so she thinks you're the best partner for her. She has never had any other men in her heart. She never talks to any other men. She doesn't hang out with men as friends. She doesn't spend time with exes or any such thing. It is straight up. It's obvious that she's into you and just into you. The majority of men will never fulfill their wives' or girlfriends' genuine desires. They usually end up being the second choice or second pick. As a result, it has a significant impact. All of the good things should be done if you want to have the best possible relationship with a woman while reducing the likelihood that she will divorce you, take the kids, and never see them again. You must only choose to spend time with women who consider you to be their best friend over the long term. Not once. Always be the girl's second choice. If you don't, you might be asked something similar one day, and I promise you won't like it. I feel a little sorry for this man, but at the same time, I wish he were red pillow air. Correctly and completely disconnected. He wouldn't get married to a 10-year-old girl who didn't think he was the best choice for her. She thought he was either the one she chose or her third or second best choice. He was just adequate, if you get what I'm saying. Therefore, yes, but proceed with caution.